Tucker Carlson just appears to me to be like overly like combative, right? He does pick people apart, but he does so. I don't think he does it in a way that is always genuine. Okay, and okay, for instance, let me not talk highbrow. Let me just let me be specific. There was a video that someone just sent me like a day ago of a student who had some type of petition going around for reparations for black folks, right? Okay, for the descendants of slaves, that black folks from the Caribbean, that Rachel Dolezal, none of that. Like black people who went through slavery, segregation, Jim Crow, lynchings, discrimination, finally Voting Rights Act, 64, okay, and redlining, all the stuff, all the things. And Tucker Carlson, he played the game where he agrees, like he's, like you say, he's playing it like he's calling it as he sees it, all the way up. Like you can't deny slavery, you can't deny Jim Crow, you can't deny legislation, laws written, you can't deny what was done in this country up to like 50 years ago. And his whole thing was, well, yeah, something should be done about it, but it should not be done at the expense of anyone else. But not like, and to me, that was a totally disingenuous argument. Now, if he said he doesn't think anything should be done about it, I would accept that. That's how he feels. He's just one guy with an opinion. But for the guy to say, yeah, it's wrong, yeah, the fact that, your parents didn't even have the opportunity to pursue happiness in the same way my parents were in this country, that's wrong. And the woman's, but to say that if anybody else has to suffer anything because of us trying to make you whole from that experience, that doesn't make sense to him. That totally seems like a cheap ass way out. If you agree that there was a wrong done, right? In our society, we right wrongs. We don't go, oh, it was a wrong, so I guess hey, well, that's screwed up, man. Okay, so if you believe there was a wrong done, we have remedies for that, right? And it always goes back to, if you give someone a remedy, it's going to hurt these people. When we have a government that prints money for anything, they print money for anything. And this woman was talking about college education. She wasn't talking about money. She was talking about college. She was talking about scholarships. And I thought that was a small thing, a very meager, very, very small thing to ask for. And Tucker Carlson's like, he's doing the snide thing, like, what? I don't understand. Well, all these white people will suffer, and they never did anything to black people. This isn't about what white people did. This is about what the government did. This is about government policies, dude. This is about banks not loaning money to black folks. This is about banks. This is about government. This is about policy. It's not about you. It's not about a white guy in Missouri. It's not about a white guy in Maryland. It's not about you. But then I looked at the comment section. I shouldn't have done that. Because from his rhetoric, there were thousands of comments from white people saying black people are lazy, black people are stupid, black people just want something for nothing, and all this shit. And that just goes to show, if Tucker Carlson or Blucker Blawson or Clupper Balson is a real authentic human being, he's real authentic and he's intellectually honest, he knows that if there are people who work for free in a country for hundreds of years, for you to call those people lazy is a disgrace. But those people were getting that from his conversation. He did not keep it real on that broadcast. So to me, for someone to say that Tucker Carlson is intellectually honest, I think you're not really looking at Tucker Carlson, because that was a prime example of it. And that pissed me off. And I said, you know what, this guy, I was already borderline like, forget this guy, all right? And then I saw that. So there's been a couple other clips. If you look them up on YouTube, I'm sure you'll run across them. I'm not saying I'm not saying that everything he's done, because I have not seen everything he's done. But that one video to me, because see, I ride for anyone who was a victim. But when I see that But for you to say, yeah, I recognize the victimization, I recognize the legacy, I recognize all these things, but what can we do about it? We can't do anything about it, because we do something about it, these people are going to be mad because they're not going to get anything. And he equated all of that. He equated all of that struggle, all that pain, to say, well, if you got 3 lollipops, you got 3 people and you only give out 2 lollipops, somebody's getting hurt. That was his analogy. That was the level of his intellect, the best analogy he could come up with. And his reason for saying she was an idiot for wanting scholarships to be given to the descendants of slaves. Not money, not cars, not Jordans, not Kanye tickets, scholarships.